Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Miguel back again with another video, and today I have the Xiaomi 13T Pro Edition. And a few days back I actually reviewed the regular 13T, and now with the addition of the Pro name you can expect a few changes and a few improvements. But this video is about whether those improvements are actually any better than the regular 13T, because these two phones are very similar. And even if you look at the boxes, it's really very difficult to tell which one is which, apart from obviously the name. Now the Pro name not only comes with a few better features, but it also comes with a higher price. So we're going to discuss whether you should consider buying this over the 13T and whether this is better value for money. And actually, are both of these any value for money, or should you simply just go for something else in the price that you can get these for? So looking at these specs, we have 12 gigs of RAM. Now this is up from 8 gigs of RAM. And this also comes with 16 gigs as an option. The regular one comes with 8 gigs and 12 gigs as an option. The one that I reviewed before had 8 gigs. And this has 512 gigs of internal storage, whereas the regular one had 256 gigs of internal storage. This is also the same black color. Let's go ahead and unbox it and see what we have. So we have our booklet here, which I'm assuming is going to have a SIM pin, paperwork, and also the silicone case, which again has a big camera cutout. And then we have the phone over here. And what else do we have? We have a massive 120 watt charger. Now this is also an improvement over the regular 13T, because this one actually only comes with a 67 watt charger. Let me actually go ahead and unbox this too and show you guys. So very similar unboxing experience. They're very similar phones, both of them. So yeah, as you can see over here, this has a 67 watt charger and this is a 120 watt charger. And then just looking at the chargers, you can tell that the size is actually much more bigger, and it's actually way heavier as well. So you are getting 120 watts of fast charging support, as opposed to 67 watts. And the regular one would charge the phone from 0 to 100% in around 42 minutes. This one, the 13T Pro, will charge from 0 to 100% in just 19 minutes. So it's quite a difference. We also get the USB-A to USB-C cable as usual. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the phone, and I'm going to actually compare this, both of them side by side, because these are very similar looking phones. And just holding them up like this, I actually don't know which one is the Pro and which one is the regular one. I think this one is the Pro. We'll find out a little bit. But the point is that these are so similar that it's very difficult to tell which one is which. So you are spending more money, but you're spending more money because of some of the features on the inside and then the charger. So let's go ahead and kind of look at the design. Otherwise, it's still a very shiny finish, which has fingerprints, which is why I was already trying to clean the phone before I showed it to you guys. And it has the exact same camera setup. You can see over here that it is, again, we have the Leica branding over here. Design-wise, I'm going to say that there's no change whatsoever. So you have the same exact cutouts, the air blaster, the speakers, the microphones. On the bottom as well, you have the speaker, the USB-C port, and also the SIM cable. And then the button placement is also pretty much the same, volume rockers, and then the power button here. So it's very difficult to tell which one is which. The display as well is pretty similar, so it's the exact same size. It still has the exact same features. So this one also has 144 hertz, up to 144. Again, I'm not really sure whether it's at 144 all times, or does it only support 144 in specific times when an application or something that you're looking at has 144 hertz support. It is a 6.67 inch display on the front, and this does have Gorilla Glass, same thing as the regular one. So I'm kind of gonna skip over the same details, but I'm gonna go directly into what is different. So talking about the performance, that's one of the biggest upgrades that this has, because this comes with the MediaTek's Dimensity 9200 chip as opposed to the MediaTek 8200 chip. Now the thing about the chip is that there's a huge difference there. And it's so much so that it's nearly double. So this has around 1.5 million points when it comes to Antutu, 1.46. Again, I mean, if this was the 16 gig variant, then I would assume this would go to 1.5 very easily. If we take a look at the Antutu on the regular one, then this was at, I think, 800,000 something. Let me go and just confirm that with you guys. So yeah, so 894,000. Again, this is the 8 gig variant. If I had the 12 gig variant, then it would be touching 900,000 points. So not exactly double, but at least a third. My math is really bad. Is that a third? I don't know. You guys can calculate yourselves. But you can see the difference here, and you can see how much more of a difference it is. Now, is it actually worth buying this over this just because of the chip? I really don't know, because the price difference is quite a lot, and this is not really a cheap phone, I should say. There's a lot of other options that you can get in the same price point, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Now, if you talk about battery, again, it's the same 5,000 milliampere battery that comes with the regular 13T, but the difference this time being the 120 watt charger, you are gonna get a faster charging time. So from 0 to 100 in 19 minutes as opposed to 0 to 100 in 42 minutes. So that one supports 67 watts of fast charging. This one will support 120 watts of fast charging. If we also talk about the cameras, the camera setup is the exact same on the back. So we have the same 50 megapixel main camera. There's no difference at all. Though both are the exact same when it comes to the quality, the megapixel count. The only difference is that because this has a better processor, a better chip, you can actually shoot 8K video in this, and as opposed to only 4K on the regular 13T. So if that's something that you want, which I doubt, not a lot of people. I mean, I don't know anyone that actually shoots in 8K, but it does have the feature if you want to shoot in 8K. Those files are going to be huge in the first place to begin with. But that's the only difference when it comes to the cameras. The selfie camera is again also the same. The selfie camera, I think it's fine. I've heard a lot of criticism about the selfie camera, but I think it's pretty decent in my opinion. It does kind of have that beautify effect where it kind of, you know, softens it and gives you kind of like weird glow. But apart from that, I think the camera is pretty good. And that Leica branding, that engineering with Leica actually does show, it does come through. So the cameras are nearly flagship level. If we talk about the pricing, which is the main part about this, because of the Pro branding, obviously, you can expect a bigger price bump. Now the pricing is around $150 to $200 more, depending on what variant you get. So this one will start at around $850. Which is why I said that this is not a cheap phone. The regular one starts at around $600, $700, somewhere in between that, again, depending on what spec you're getting. So is it actually worth getting it because of that Pro name? So there's two major things that I believe are better in this one, which is one of the things is the chip, and the second thing is the charging time, or the fast charger, which has 120 watts of fast charging. And the third thing, which is honestly really not, I shouldn't count it, but I'm still going to mention it, is the 8K camera recording. So apart from these three things, the phone is the exact same. The chipset is obviously much better, but is it actually worth the $150, $200 more than the 13T? I mean, I think it comes down to really your budget. If you have the money, then yeah, why not go for the 13T Pro? If you don't have the budget, if you're you know collecting every last penny to get a cell phone that is an upper mid-range phone that will hit some sort of flagship levels, then yeah, go for that one. And yeah, this is a mid-range phone, an upper mid-range phone, but there are the features do hit flagship level. But my argument there is that if you really want a flagship phone, then why not just go ahead and buy a flagship phone? Because you can get other phones in this price, and that's my last point of this video. Because if I was given the choice to buy only these, then yeah, I would spend the extra money and then go for the Pro. But if I could buy something else, then I would buy something like the Nothing Phone 2. Now the Nothing Phone 2 actually has the Agent 1 processor, which is last year's flagship, but nevertheless, it's still a flagship. And it has similar Antutu benchmarks to this one. Now the thing about that is that Snapdragon is a more reliable chipset in the long run. Now I'm not saying that MediaTek is bad by any means, but there's a lot of feedback, a lot of negative feedback about MediaTek degenerating over time and not, you know, giving out that same performance that it has. And I know that this happens with every single phone. Even the A Bionic chipset will slow down over time. Nevertheless, I've heard it a lot about MediaTek, which is why I would probably not buy any of these phones if I had the option. I would go for something like the Nothing Phone 2, which is also considered a upper mid-range phone, and it's actually, I think, cheaper than this phone, or right about the same. The other option that I would look at is the OnePlus 11, which also has a great camera system, probably one of the best in the market right now. Has a great display as well, and it's also priced very similarly to this as well. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much my review on the 13T Pro. Let me know what you guys think about this. Would you go ahead and buy this over this? Would you buy this actually if you had the option, or would you go ahead and, like me, buy something else completely? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.